Okay, so in this quick video, I'm going to tell you about a few ways that you can address your credit, how to improve your credit. I am not a credit repair person, but these are some tips that I have used to actually improve my credit, and I know that they work. And if you are consistent and you do this, it can work for you. Number one, I want you to get your credit report. Many of you have no idea what's on your credit. You just say, I have bad credit. How would you know if you don't know what's on your credit report? So you can get your credit report from so many different places, right? Google is always going to be your best friend if you don't know where to look. But I'm going to give you two websites that you can do it. One is free and one you have to pay. I prefer you pay for it. I prefer you invest in yourself to get your credit to where it needs to be, so pay for it. But if for some reason the funds are tight, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and you can get a TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax credit report. Those are the three major credit bureaus: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit report at annualcreditreport.com. All right. I would prefer you go to myfico.com. That's myfico.com, myfico.com, and get your credit report, because they also give you an auto credit score. They give you a mortgage credit score and a credit card credit score. And if you're purchasing a house, what you're concerned with is the mortgage credit score. You're concerned with the middle score. So you get three scores. You get a high. You want to get rid of the high score and you want to get rid of the low score. And the score that's in the middle is the score that you're concerned about. That is a score that is used to determine if you can get a loan for a home. If you can get 620 or higher for on your mortgage credit score, then you're pretty much cooking. You can get pretty much a great program. Okay. Also, some of you need down payment assistance. Most times you're going to need a 620 credit score. If you can get 640 or higher, baby, you are really jamming. All right, so now you pulled your credit report, you looked at it. First thing I want you to do is look for things that are 7 years or older that are negative. Negative meaning collections, judgments, 30-day late payments, all that stuff. I want you to go and dispute it. Anything that's over 7 years old that's negative on your credit report, I want you to dispute it. If you have very serious errors on your credit report, I want you to dispute it. How do you dispute it? You can do it online. You can send them a letter, or you can call them on the telephone. And when I say them, I mean call Experian, call Equifax, call TransUnion. And when you pull your credit report, it's going to have contact information for each of these agencies. So if you have a wrong address on your credit report, dispute it. If you have a wrong name, dispute it. Anything that is incorrect, or you no longer live there, or you no longer go by that name, dispute it. All you want is just accurate things on your credit report. All right. So when it comes to the bad credit, anything that's 7 years and older, dispute it. It will be removed. You can dispute it in one of three ways: mail them a letter, call them, or do it online. Third thing I want you to do is, if you have 30-day late payments, I want you to submit a goodwill letter to your creditor and ask them to remove it. Tell them what the situation was that caused you to go 30 days late. Write them a letter and ask them to remove that 30-day late. You need an example of a goodwill letter? Well, this is where you have to do some work. Go to google.com and put in the search bar, goodwill letter, example of goodwill letter. Then also, for whomever you're sending this letter to, you need to send it to the CEO of that company. So look up the company's CEO, look up the company's address, and either email that letter to them or send them a hard copy of the letter. All right. Also, if you've got judgments or collections and they're fairly recent and you've come up into some money and you want to settle, negotiate, or set up a payment plan, call those people. Call those people. If you want to pay it in full, or if you want to settle for less than what you owe, contact them and ask them, if you paid in full and or settle for less than you owe, will they remove it from your credit report? If they say yes, tell them to send you an email stating that, or send you a letter in the mail stating that. And then I want you to go ahead and take care of it. Get it off your credit report. We want that thing to look amazing, okay? But you don't have to pay them exactly what you owe them. You can settle. So call them, settle, negotiate. And oftentimes you can pay a lot less than what you owe, and you can get it removed from your credit report. All right, number 6, trade lines. A lot of people pay for trade lines. I'm not going to recommend that, because many of you that are watching this probably don't have the money to pay for trade lines. So what I will ask you to do is find a family or friend and ask them to add you as an authorized user to their credit cards, right? Oftentimes this will help your credit score go up, as long as they make the payments on time and they're not overutilizing their credit cards, okay? So that's another option, is being added to as an authorized user to a trade line. Now, if you have limited credit, right, you've disputed all the negative stuff, you got limited credit, you do need some trade lines on your credit report to continue to help your score to go up. One of the things that you can do is take out a secured credit card. You can Google that, find out exactly what that is. You can do secured loans at your local bank. Google that, find out what that is. Basically, you're putting up your money, you're borrowing it, and you're paying monthly payments, but you're also making your credit good, okay? You can also see if you can pre-qualify for cards without them pulling a hard pull on your credit. They'll just do a soft pull. Companies that do that, here's three off the top of my head. There's Capital One, there's Credit One, and there's Discover. You can actually go to Google and type in credit cards that will pre-qual. And it will give you a list of different credit cards that will pre-qual you based upon a soft pull on your credit report to see if you qualify. And if you qualify, go ahead and get those credit cards to help pull your credit up. Now, when you get those credit cards, you want to keep the utilization down to no more than 15%. Some people say 10%, some people say 30%. So let's go in the middle. Keep it to 15, 20%. So what that means is if you're awarded a $1,000 credit card, your balance should never be any more than $150 on that credit card. 15% of $1,000 is $150, okay? I think that's right, yeah. So you don't want it to exceed $150, all right? You do want to use the card, show them that you are good with credit and paying it, but you definitely don't want to max that card out because all it's going to do is tank your score like crazy. And the last tip I want to leave on this video, because I don't want to be too long-winded, is I encourage you to join credit Facebook groups. In those groups are a wealth of information, people that are going through some of the same thing that you are, or even worse, and they made it out, okay? They have gone through it, and they made it out. And they offer some great advice. So I will say to you, use Facebook, find the credit groups, and go in there and get the free advice, and you can repair your credit yourself. The very last tip, I didn't start out with this because everybody will say, well, of course, if I did this, my credit would be perfect. Pay your bills on time. Do not go over 30 days late. It doesn't matter if you're 25 days late, right? It's not going to report to the credit bureau that you're 30 days late, but you will incur interest in most cases. But the thing about it is, if you get into a little bind, just don't go over 30 days late, because once you're 30 days late and older, it is going to report to your credit. But the biggest way to keep your credit great is to maintain your payments. I am Salandia Hammond, a mortgage broker loan officer, and my NMLS number is 251-9087. You can find out more information about what I do, set up a free loan consultation call if you're in the market to buy your home, or if you have a home and want to refinance your home. Set up that free consultation at consultwithsueham.com. I hope you found this beneficial. Please join my free Facebook group. It is on Facebook. The name of it is Buying and Refinancing Homes in South Carolina. Buying and Refinancing Homes in South Carolina. Join the group.